This is the Sports Hit List. By the fans, for the fans.
What is up, everybody? It's another episode of the AEW Injection, episode 2, presented by the Sports Hit List, for the fans, by the fans. I am your host, Nick Moderano, Mr. No Days Off, joined by the outlaw, Zach Droll. Zach, another great week of Dynamite.
It was. Man, and hey, Orange Cassidy got a lot more screen time, too.
Yep.
That was cool.
Well, Orange Cassidy is such a huge hit. I don't know how people don't like him.
So weird. And 2 hour, and this is just a joke. This is not poking jabs at anyone. But man, AEW still wins the ratings when it's on the hit list.
Oh, did the ratings? Oh, yeah, on the ratings of the hit list. Yeah, we got more views than Mike. So suck it, Mike. How about that?
Hey, we're not saying it as an attack. We're saying it as jokes. Hey, we're allowed to poke fun here.
Yes.
But yeah, okay, that was pretty cool. I made that joke. A few people cracked up.
Like I said, it's the Wednesday night wars between AEW and NXT. It's a Thursday wars for us on the hit list.
Yeah. All right. So let's just jump right into our AEW Dynamite recap.
Yeah. So one of the big things that stood out to me last night was that Private Party looks incredibly improved. Like, I've liked Private Party since the beginning, but I could admit that they are a little green. They they've been indie guys their whole life, never really been on a big platform like AEW, TNT. But I think that they're doing a lot of work backstage with Matt Hardy. It's not just an on-screen thing. I think Matt Hardy's actually helping them a lot. And I think that a lot of the work they're getting on Dark is helping them a lot too.
It is.
I know they wrestle a lot on Dark, and that's the big thing with Dark is a lot of people look at it as a jobber show, but it's a good show to help these young guys get their reps in. And like I said, they're looking really impressive. And I think in a year, give it a year, and I think Private Party will be top of the AEW tag division.
Oh, definitely. I can definitely see them probably down the line, having a legit feud with the Bucks, or maybe even with FTR.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so we do get to see the Bucks did pick up the victory, but from what we saw in our news section, does the Bucks pick up the win at Full Gear?
See, this is turning into another Sammy versus Matt Hardy at All Out, where they backed themselves into the corner with a stipulation. So, for those that aren't familiar, it came out today. Dave Meltzer reported that Matt Jackson is dealing with a partially torn ACL that he suffered from over the summer. So it's nothing like immediate danger that's going to take him out of the match. He's been dealing with it for so long. But I don't know. I mean, if just say that they need to, the Bucks need to go away for a little bit, you can't put the belts on them. And also, too, you can't have them lose because, they're never going to wrestle for the belts again? Like, I don't like that stipulation at all. I don't know why they even added it.
It's like when they back themselves into the corner with the Cody stuff, too.
Yeah. Like I said, at least Cody has the outlet where he has the TNT title.
Yeah.
He can be around, where the Bucks, if the Bucks can't challenge for the titles, what's the point of them even wrestling in, the tag division? There's nothing to wrestle for. So, I don't know. I mean, like I said, we'll get into our predictions later, but I think that the Bucks do have to win the titles at Full Gear.
And speaking of Full Gear, the final face-to-face between Mox and Kingston in that promo. Mm-hmm. Me and you were talking about this. I don't think Mox told Eddie that, hey, I'm going to mention your mom. Yeah. Because, you felt that, anger that Eddie was getting.
Eddie's face turned. As soon as Mox mentioned his mother, Eddie's face turned from, he's going to look at him and being really serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, knowing a guy like Eddie is and a guy like Mox is, where they'll do anything to make sure that, the show looks good and their, storyline looks good.
Yeah.
Eddie told him, look, dude, I've known you for how many years? Nothing is off limits. Go after whatever you want. I know it's all work. We're in the middle of, we're to shoot promo. And like I said, I don't think either guy knew what the other was going to say, and that made for just an amazing, showdown.
I do want to make this an annual tradition that Mox just has to be in a bloodbath every Full Gear.
Yeah, I wonder, man. I wonder what that's going to be because last year he was in the what they call that? What kind of
That's
match?
The non-sanctioned match.
Yeah, a non-sanctioned lights out match, something like that with Kenny Omega.
That was so good. But in my opinion,
fined $10,000 by the Maryland Athletic Commission.
In my opinion, it did go a little bit too far. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, I mean, it's still memorable, and we're talking about it now a year later. So, I brought this up to you last night. Do you think that we see Pac at the end of that Mox Eddie Kingston match?
I don't know because the UK is currently on a travel ban, I think.
Are they still?
I think, because they had to go on a shutdown again.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know if because they showed that vignette last night with Pac, and he did mention Eddie.
It's a possibility. Yeah, yeah. Cause you heard Eddie's voice of "Where's your little British friend?"
Yeah, but I said I think that if they can get Pac over here, I think that would be a great feud to bring him back into Dynamite.
If anything, maybe they flew him out and he's just been in quarantine for 2 weeks and they're just gonna keep it on the wraps.
Yeah, so maybe they figure out a living arrangement for him here in the U.S. and he's gonna stay here for a little bit because I'm sure he's probably itching to get back to Dynamite.
Because there are so many things that we have to There's so many just loose ends that we have to finish off, like him with Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of the Best Friends, I think it's going to be Best Friends and Miro versus Kip Sabian on the buy-in.
Yeah, they might add another buy-in match. Right now they have the NWA World's Woman title, World's Women's Championship on the buy-in, but they could add another one.
Because I'm thinking that's what got OC and John Silver bumped. Because that's in our news. Orange Cassidy and John Silver, apparently a petition went around to have them on the main show.
Well, I think that petition is just Orange Cassidy is such a huge draw that they got to put him on the main show because they want people to buy it. I mean, as stupid as it sounds, that people would buy a pay-per-view for Orange Cassidy versus John Silver, but if you watch BTE, John Silver is a character in himself.
And he is a fellow Long Islander.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've known that. I've been watching John Silver since early 2013.
Back when he was the Beaver Boys, right?
Yeah, it was the Beaver Boys with Alex Reynolds. They wrestled at NYWC. Like I said, I mean, I've been following this back for so long, so I know what he's like. But now he's getting presented on a mainstream platform.
Also, speaking of indie darlings, Max Caster and it was Marcus Brown, both got signed.
Yeah, the two Creative Pro guys got signed to AEW.
So I have met Max Caster, I think, once or twice at at Victory Pro Wrestling, where I work for the Ring Crew. Very cool person, to be honest. Yeah. More news. This is probably the greatest news we have gotten in 2020 involving wrestling. WWE released the Rhodes last name trademark to Cody.
Yes.
Cody
is now officially Cody Rhodes, but I did read Cody did a conference call today with the media, and he said that as for the in-ring, he will still be Cody. He won't use the Rhodes name in the ring, but he said he wanted it for promotional and business stuff. So, but he just know that he has his name back. He's no longer just one name Cody. He's Cody Rhodes now. And
I'm kind of mad it's not in-ring use, because just imagine Justin Roberts, long head of the American Nightmare, Cody, and then he ends it with Rhodes.
Yeah, like I said, I think we all know what kind of guy Cody is. Cody's very sentimental. So for a guy like Cody, who kind of built this new version of Cody with just that one name, Cody, he probably wants to keep that, just be that. Cody Rhodes was at WWE. Now now we're seeing just Cody. So I think that he's content with it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then so this is big news that came out. I sent it to you right away because I know you're a big video game person. You like video games.
Yes.
I don't really play that much, but if this is true, I will get back into playing video games because AEW has a special live stream on YouTube. I believe on Monday.
No, it's the 10th. So I think Monday. Tuesday.
Tuesday. They have a special event on YouTube called AEW Games. So I am hoping that is the announcement of their first ever video game.
I hope. I am hoping.
It's either their first video game or it's their maybe a gaming channel they're gonna debut. Because I know a lot of the wrestlers do play a lot of video games.
Yep.
Either way, I think it'd be really cool. But I'm hoping for the video game announcement.
I think it might be a video game announcement. If you look at WWE games, that's mainly all their gaming content for 2K and currently Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
So that is, I'm hopeful.
Some kind of release date for that, because that'd be something to look forward to in the future.
Yes. Very looking forward to that, because I'm a gamer. I am the resident gamer of the hit list.
Yes.
Hence why I defend the Twitch stuff a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now just to wrap this up, I'm not sure what time we're at since the Zoom recording doesn't tell me.
Carl will take as much time as we want. How about that, Carl?
Should Darby, since like we're gonna get into our predictions for our top matches for full year.
Yeah, why don't we start with the prediction? We'll just go right to the predictions.
All right. Let's kick it off with the one that we were gonna start off with. Darby versus Cody.
I think that this is Darby's time. I think they've been hyping Darby up for so long. He's had a lot of classics with Cody. It's now their fourth time wrestling, and
Does Cody bleed?
We need to do an over/under on how many minutes it takes for Cody to bleed. I'll say the under is do 10 minutes. I'll take the under.
I'll do 9:59.
But
what our joke was, I wish a girl looked at me the way Cody looked at a gig blade.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
If Cody doesn't bleed in this match, I'd be shocked.
So have you heard the rumors that Sting might be making an appearance?
I heard that, and I'm not a fan of it. I like the legends that AEW has right now. I think they use them properly, but at some point it's overkill. You don't need Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Vicky Guerrero. You don't need all these old legends coming back for no reason. Like it's just especially a guy like Darby, he does not need a manager. I mean,
no, he does not. Hence why the Taz stuff worked so well.
Yeah, Taz is another one. Yeah, because Brian Cage is not the best on the mic, and Ricky Starks is still very new to the national TV scene. So yeah, so that makes sense. But a guy like Darby, who's been killing it with these promos the promo packages he makes, and apparently he makes those all himself.
Yes.
I was listening to AEW Unrestricted today, and Aubrey said that Darby Allin's a great filmmaker, so he does all that himself.
Yeah, because he went to school for it.
Yeah, I don't think he needs a manager, and I think it would be overkill at that point if Sting showed up.
I do agree that Darby does. He needs this. Will Sting show up? I don't know. It's heavily foreshadowed with Darby kind of in the rafters.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Like, it would make sense if all of a sudden they pan up the bleed, the nosebleeds where Darby usually sits, and Sting sitting there now. But I don't know.
Because that's one of Cody's dreams is to stand in the ring with Sting.
Yeah, but sometimes I wish Cody would stop living in the past. Cody's like he's such like an old school type of guy. I love it, but I also hate it at the same time. Because if Cody could, he'd have Arn Anderson versus Tully Blanchard main event Full Gear. Like he loves like the old school, style type of stuff.
Well, hell, he likes old school, and he likes new school. Hence why he almost put he pretty much practically not in like a winning sense, but he put over Orange Cassidy.
Yeah,
and he likes new school, he likes old school. I think though, I think this is the rubber match, and Darby concludes this long stint of getting jobbed out to Cody.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it's time that it's like we always get criticism from Carl a lot and Mike that all the AEW champions are former WWE guys. Well, I think this is their time. They're gonna break that first little branch and give one of their homegrown guys the talent. Yeah. And I think slowly it'll be a trickle down effect. You'll see Hangman or Kenny eventually win the belt from Mox, and the Bucks will eventually win the tag title. Like you'll see the trickle down effect eventually.
Speaking of Kenny Omega or Paige, who do we think's gonna win?
Honestly, I have no clue.
Because no, sorry to interrupt. You go ahead.
I want to say Kenny only because they keep teasing the heel turn, and I think that it would just be good if he commits full time to it. But I want to see a Mox heel turn. So if Hangman wins, I would love to see a Mox go heel and have Hangman be the ultra uber babyface that he is, and I think that would be great too. So it's a no lose for me. I'm
thinking Kenny's gonna win by like a long shot, because we had the missed opportunity of the mirrored image on the 1 year anniversary. Mm-hmm. I think we're gonna get this match is gonna happen before Kingston and Mox. Obviously, Mox is gonna be so beat up, he's gonna be in the ring cutting a promo, and then out from behind him you're gonna see Kenny pull up the gun and bang, it's gonna be a straight V trigger to the head. Especially if he wrestles as regular Kenny in the beginning of the night, at the end of the night he's full on cleaner.
I think that would be really cool.
But also, like, hey, maybe he's also trolling us with the cleaner stuff because you got the girls coming out with the brooms.
Yeah,
He's trolling us.
Yeah, I just can't see them trolling on something like that because they know that everybody wants to see the cleaner back, and like
or at least the best bout machine.
Yeah, and I've said it before. People don't understand that they think that AEW is burying Kenny Omega. They're not. They know what they're doing.
It's long-term booking.
Yeah, they could have gave him the belt last year at All Out, and it would it would have been cool. But they instead they used that to make a year's worth of TV for Kenny Omega, and just slowly build up to the point where you're dying to see him win that belt. Yeah, like I said, long-term booking at its finest.
Because like I follow another podcast of wrestling, and they were doing a live Q&A after AEW like 2 weeks ago, last week, and I had asked them like, hey, like, do you think there's a shot at AEW swerving us and Paige wins? And they're like, I wouldn't put a lot of confidence into that, but like, don't count it out at least.
Yeah, and I think that it only adds more fuel to the fire and only makes Hangman even more bigger baby face because now the fans are behind him even more because now they want him to see him win even more. And like I said, it's going to keep adding more fuel to the fire because like we said, we think we both agree on this, that Kenny Omega is your next AEW champion. Whenever it happens, I don't know, but Kenny Omega is going to be next in line to win the belt. And then eventually, maybe next year at All Out or whenever, you'll get that Hangman versus Kenny match that, the rematch, but now be for a championship. And like I said, it'll all work out.
Now on to the other championship match. I'm trying to think of all these good segues here where we're kind of hitting them out of the park.
Yeah.
Mox versus Eddie Kingston in an I Quit match.
Yeah, that's going to be, like you said, it's going to be a bloodbath.
It is. I'm demanding a year thing. Every single full year, Mox has to be in at least in one bloodbath.
Like I said, they're 2 for 2 right now. So who do you got winning?
I think it's gonna be obvious. It's gonna be Mox.
Yeah.
We're gonna have, of course, another blow off to a feud that we haven't seen in Mox and Omega because they put on a hell of a show. And now just think about it. Like, when Omega brought up saying, "What, Mox? You're gonna wrestle me for an hour? You can't do that." Yeah. And now it's gonna be a whole nother thing. It's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna wrestle you for an hour. Instead of getting the Mox that we see, I think we're gonna get the Murder Machine, or the Death Dealer.
The Death Rider, yeah.
Yeah, the Death Rider from New Japan.
New Japan.
Which is I would like to see that because I think if we get the best bout machine, Kenny, I think that's what they're leaning towards. Instead of maybe they're trolling the cleaner, but we might get the best bout machine versus the Death Rider at either. I think at the next, maybe at the Dynamite after Full Gear or Revolution.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go back on subjects, but I think that, like I said, I think that this current cleaner thing is a little bit of a troll because you have the girls up there with the plastic brooms. And it's but I think that 1 week you're gonna go from that, the plastic brooms, to like full on badass cleaner Kenny Omega, and it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be night and day. I think that's the best way to present the new Kenny Omega.
Do you think we might see, like, pending, we might see Kenny Omega come out on Saturday with the barbed wire broom that he had from like last year?
We could. Again, this is a regular.
It'd be a good callback.
Yeah, it'd be a good callback, but he wouldn't be able to use it though because it'd be a regular.
Well, no, I was saying like he used it against Mox.
Oh yeah. At the end of the night, yeah. I think that'd be great.
And I think the last match I had up for hours to predict. Let me go to our group chat.
It would be FTR versus the Young Bucks.
Yes.
The dream match, years in the making.
That might
happening.
That might dwindle into a nice 25-minute match.
Yeah,
because of the ACL.
Yeah, like I said, the insurance thing of that is that Matt Jackson been dealing with this since the summer, and clearly hasn't held him back because he's done some crazy stuff since then. But like I said, I think that it's going to be a good match because it's a clash of two styles. You have the Bucks, who are the best in Lucha Libre, and you got FTR, which are the best, chain wrestlers. They can grapple you to death. So I think that, I think that it's a really good clash of styles. And I think that the Bucks are going to end up winning the belts because I don't know how they're going to go around that stipulation of if they lose, they can never challenge again.
Yeah. It's like probably what they're going to have them do is maybe have them win and then have them drop like in 2 weeks. And then have just Matt on the shelf, give Nick that subtle like singles run that they've been teasing on BTE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, when Matt was having those weird like flashbacks, it was a picture of Nick with the AEW title.
No, it was a TNT thing because his phone was cursed.
Yeah,
and he was seeing like Brandon dies and
I seen Christopher Daniels signing with NXT,
which that was so funny.
That was so funny.
But maybe we get a small singles run for like what an ACL. Like that's what Seth Rollins pretty much had. He was out for like a year.
Yeah, and like I said, it said that he's been rehabbing it, he's been working through it. So hopefully it's not as bad. It was only a partial tear. So let's hope that maybe if they can give him a month, 2 months off, he can fully recover. But I don't see what the point of taking the belts off of FTR just to give him right back in 2 weeks. Like at that point, don't even make the stipulation.
Yeah. Actually, I want to bring up just one more match. This is probably going to be like a sleeper hit. Sammy Guevara versus Matt Hardy in the Elite Deletion match.
Elite Deletion, yeah, it's probably gonna be a cinematic style match.
It is. It's gonna be so cool
at the Hardy compound. I think that's gonna be really good. And another match too we didn't even touch on is MJF versus Jericho.
Oh my gosh!
Like this card is so unbelievably stacked that like I don't even understand like how this is gonna go.
Yeah, like I have to be on note, guys. We're trying not to predict the full show because we want to leave that for the champion TK against his challenger Mike. We have we wanted to predict this, but we're just giving our small predictions.
Yeah.
I would like to see maybe like Wolfgang or what is it? King Maxwell do like a cinematic super kick to Sammy. That'd be pretty funny.
I imagine we get a Brother Nero appearance.
Oh,
and then a day later, WWE let's go of Nero and or Jeff Hardy for those who don't know, and he's in AEW.
That's kind of because I've heard in news, this is going off topic of AEW news, that Jeff wants to feud with the Fiend and have Brother Nero come out. No, I know it was what is his crazy character?
Willow.
Yeah, he wanted to have his Willow gimmick with Bray.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
I think that should be like his final run in WWE. Have him with another crazy character that he could feed off with.
But I could definitely see Hardy finishing up in AEW with Matt. I think
definitely.
That's a real possibility.
I think capturing every single tag team title that they can is probably what they want to do.
Yeah, like they'll eventually hold the AEW tag belts together if he does show up. All right, so I think we've gone over our allotted time.
Yeah, our 15 minutes that we tried to hit. But guys, thank you all for watching. I'll do the outro for us this time. I am the Outlaw of Long Island, Zach Droll. I'm here joined with Mr. No Days Off. You can follow me at Dark Shadow Zake on everywhere from Twitter, Instagram, or you can also follow my podcast, Box Office Losers, on YouTube, on Instagram. We record every Wednesday, plus every Friday. Nick, give your shout outs if you want.
You can follow me at The Wrestling Radar on YouTube, at the Wrestle Radar on Instagram and Twitter. And then Instagram and Twitter regular is Nick_Moderano. Yeah, so like I said, we're going to try and keep this thing going every single week discussing AEW, and we will have a episode on Sunday. It'll come out on Sunday probably. That will be our Full Gear recap. Let's touch on some matches. Hopefully we have some big angles and some swerves we can talk about. Yep. But look forward to that.
Thanks for watching the Sports Hit List. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In fact, do it now.